Lauren, guess what? Dad just got promoted to the top spot at his company. He's been the big boss for a week now.
Really? Mom didn't mention anything. How did Dad manage to climb up the ladder so quickly?
I'm not sure about the details, but who cares? With Dad's new paycheck, Mom and I are set for life. We're just chilling at home right now. You should join us.
Julia, you can't just rely on Mom and Dad forever. You're almost 30. You should consider getting a job.
Oh, lighten up. Just come over and let's celebrate. It's been so dull without you around. You hardly ever visit anymore.
I know. I've just been swamped with work and other stuff. Plus, I don't have any vacation days left.
You're always like this. All you ever talk about is work.
I wish it were this simple, but I need the money.
But you're married, aren't you? Shouldn't John be earning enough for both of you? If you're both always working, do you even have time for each other?
We see each other at work since we're in the same company, just different departments. We're both working hard to save for retirement and other things. This year has just been particularly busy.
That explains it. No wonder John hasn't been replying to my messages lately.
Wait, since when did you two start texting each other?
Why not? He's my brother-in-law after all. But judging by your reaction, it seems like you're not too happy about it.
It's not that. It's just odd because he never mentioned it.
Are you jealous? He's your husband. Why would I try to steal him away from you?
It's not about jealousy. It's just strange because John usually tells me everything.
Well, now you know. And yes, John is cute, but I'm not going to try anything funny. You worry too much.
Julia, please stop making those jokes. They make me uncomfortable.
Oh, come on. Do you really think I'd try to steal your husband? That's ridiculous. Unless. Just kidding.
Julia, I know you're just messing around, but you're saying some pretty strange things. Please stop making comments about John being cute or trying to seduce him. Even if it's a joke, it's making me uncomfortable.
Do you seriously think I'd try to take your place? That's absurd. You're hilarious. Unless, you wouldn't mind me replacing you, would you?
All right, I get it. You're just joking. But for a moment there, it seemed like you were serious about liking him.
Speaking of John, he mentioned something about wanting to start a family with you. But he said you weren't on the same page. Is that true?
Why would he tell you that? But yes, it's not that I don't want kids or a family. It's just, the thought of all the medical risks and financial responsibilities gives me anxiety.
I see. It's all my fault, isn't it?
What? Why would you say that?
Isn't it because of me that you're so worried about having kids? Because of my past drinking problem and the kidney transplant.
No, Julia. That's not it at all. It's more about me not feeling ready to be a mother. I love kids and want my own, but there's so much that goes into raising a child.
Well, I think that's perfectly fine. There's no need to rush if you don't feel ready. And for what it's worth, I think you'd make a great mom. And who knows, maybe I'll have kids one day too.
Thanks for the kind words, but you're only 25. You don't need to worry about having kids just yet.
Maybe not, but I don't think I'd be a bad mom. And remember how much you sacrificed for me when I was being immature. If you could do that for me, imagine what you'd do for your own kids.
Maybe. Thank you. I'll give it some more thought. John really loves kids too.
That's great. And try to visit home more often too. Bring John along.
I'll try to make some time. But things are getting busy over here.
2 weeks later.
Hey, sis. Guess who's here with me at Mom and Dad's house? It's John. We bumped into each other at a cafe and decided to drop by. He said it's been a while since he last visited. So, how about you? Can you make some time to come over?
I'm still at work, Julia. I can't just leave. Let John know that I won't be able to make it and remind him that he has an early start tomorrow.
Are you upset with me? I just thought it would be nice if you could come home and see everyone. It's been so dull without you around. Plus, Mom has been driving me crazy.
Did you and Mom have another argument?
Yes, Mom and I have been at odds again. I thought if John was here and the whole family was together, you might be persuaded to come over. Don't you miss us?
Something doesn't add up. What's really going on, Julia?
All right, I'll spill the beans. Mom has been nagging me to get a job and Dad stopped giving me an allowance. Soon, I'll be broke.
Julia, I agree with Mom. You're 25, dropped out of college and have never worked a day in your life.
You sound just like Mom. You know I hate working. And now you're telling me to get a job too?
Julia, I'm not trying to upset you. But the reality is that you need to start being more independent. We're saying this because we care about you.
Well, John understands me. He said there are plenty of people who don't work too.
He was just being nice, Julia. He didn't want to hurt your feelings, especially knowing that you've been fighting with Mom.
Fine. If you're going to side with Mom, then I'll just have to live my life my way, even if it means upsetting the people I care about. I'll find a boyfriend who doesn't mind having a stay-at-home wife.
Julia, you used to say that marriage wasn't for you, but now it seems like you're considering it just because you don't want to be independent. It's your life, but it's hard for me to understand.
I don't see what the big deal is. People change, and now that I'm thinking about my future, I need to find someone who can love and provide for me.
That's easier said than done, Julia. Most couples these days both work because of the tough economy. And marriage is a huge responsibility. It's not something you should rush into.
You always have to lecture me. All I want is a simple, peaceful, work-free life. Oh, I know. If I could find someone like John, that would be perfect. He's the only one who's been on my side about this whole thing.
Julia, John is my husband. And he's just being nice because he doesn't want to hurt your feelings.
But I need someone like him. He's the only one who agrees with me and understands where I'm coming from. Plus, he's totally my type. He's so handsome and those blue eyes. If only he could be mine.
Okay, stop right there. It's really weird hearing my little sister talk about wanting to marry my husband. Even if you're joking, it's not funny.
You know I wouldn't do that. But what should I do? Can you introduce me to anyone?
I don't know anyone who fits your criteria. All my friends are either married or women. Anyway, have you guys had dinner yet? If not, I can cook something for John when he gets home.
Not yet. Mom was about to make dinner, but then we got into an argument about me getting a job. But now, I feel like going out for drinks and forgetting about all this for a while. Maybe John would want to join me.
Wait a minute. John and I are trying to save money right now. Don't ask him to buy you drinks.
But I'm broke. And I'm sure John wouldn't mind hanging out with me for one night.
Seriously. You guys should just cook something at home. Eating out can get expensive, especially when you add drinks to the mix.
Too late. I already asked him and he said yes. We're not in the mood for cooking tonight and we don't have any alcohol at home. You should just come with us.
You know I can't do that.
See? This is why I don't want to work. You can't even find time to have dinner with your own sister. I'm going to find a husband who'll take care of me so I don't have to worry like you do.
All right, just for tonight. But please, don't go overboard with the drinks and don't let John splurge on you. Remember, he's not good with alcohol and he has work early tomorrow.
Don't worry. We'll keep the drinking in check. And there's this bar down the street that has a happy hour with $5 shots.
I'm still concerned about John having to work tomorrow, but okay.
Relax, sis. We don't drink much, promise. Anyway, we should get going. We're both starving.
Okay. Call me if you need anything. And please, be safe.
The next day.
Lauren, I'm really sorry. We ended up drinking way too much last night. Please don't be mad. Are you already at work? John and I were out pretty late.
What time did you guys get home? John came into work an hour late. Did you just wake up? It's already past 10 a.m.
What? It's past 10.
You promised me you wouldn't let the drinking get out of hand. I was so worried. And why are you upset about waking up late? Do you have plans?
No, not really. I was finally on a good sleeping schedule, but now I've ruined it. I was getting up at 7 a.m. every morning.
Must be nice not having to work. At least John made it to work today, although he did seem hungover. You should apologize to Mom. I know things can get heated between you two, but she loves you, Julia.
But I don't want to. I really put her in her place last night. I don't even want to see her. You know I'll never be the daughter that Mom wants me to be.
Julia, you can't avoid Mom forever. I'm sure she's really worried about you. And as for your future, you need to take it more seriously.
Shut up. I really don't want to hear that from you right now. Can't I just live with you from now on? I can sleep anywhere, even on your couch. You won't even notice me.
Julia, as much as I care about you, you can't live with me. I agree with Mom on this one. Please try to understand that being a stay-at-home wife is unrealistic these days.
If you want to help me and take care of me, then do it. I'll even do chores for you.
That's not the point, Julia. My final answer is no. Now, tell me what happened last night. John looks awful and you woke up late.
Oh, yeah, we were out pretty late. We got home around 2 a.m. We started off slow with a drink after dinner, but then we took advantage of the happy hour prices for shots, and before we knew it, we were both very drunk.
You drank so much that you both blacked out. Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why are you so worried?
Because of your kidneys, Julia. That night scared me. You used to have a drinking problem and it sounds like you went overboard.
Please don't freak out about that. I'm really fine. In fact, I'm not even too hungover. I made sure to stay hydrated last night. Even though I was super drunk, I at least remembered chugging water.
Well, that's a relief. But please be more careful next time.
You know, I've got something to share with you. John was so plastered last night, he did some pretty hilarious things. He was so out of it, he even mistook me for you. Can you believe it? The things he was doing. I had no idea you two were like that. After all that, I'm amazed he made it to work today.
Wait, what are you talking about? I told you John can't handle his liquor. What you're saying is a bit unsettling.
Well, he's the one who couldn't stop drinking. And honestly, don't you find John absolutely adorable when he's tipsy? His cheeks turn all rosy, and he becomes so flirtatious. Plus, his sense of humor is just too charming. He is irresistible.
Julia, what are you trying to say? I don't appreciate your implications.
What? I just thought he was endearing. He was acting like a child, all silly and making me laugh so much. He even expressed his support for my desire to be a stay-at-home wife. It was really touching.
You're starting to irritate me. There's something you're not telling me. You're talking about my husband in a way that's making me uncomfortable.
You've never really supported me. And honestly, it makes me resent you. I admit it, I'm selfish.
What are you implying? This better not be some sick joke.
This isn't a joke. My feelings for John are genuine. Remember when I said I'd hurt the ones I love to live the life I want? Let me tell you about last night. It all started when he leaned in close and whispered all the things he wanted to do with me.
What?
Isn't it clear? I'm in love with John. You trusted me too much, didn't you? But I'm good at deceiving people. John is exactly my type and he supports my life choices unlike you. Even before you two got married, I had my eyes on him. I've been patient but always knew he'd be mine one day. Last night was just the beginning of our story.
I can't believe what you're saying. Don't tell me something happened between you two. John was drunk and if you took advantage of him.
John knew exactly what he was doing. We've been talking for a while now. And unlike you, I can give him what he wants. You brought this upon yourself by prioritizing work over starting a family with John.
Enough. I don't want to hear any more of this.
You've always given me everything I wanted when we were kids. You were always so kind and generous. What happened to that?
What are you trying to say?
It has everything to do with it. I need your generosity now more than ever for the sake of my future. You know that I love John and that he supports my desire to be a stay-at-home wife.
Have you lost your mind? My husband isn't something that can be given away.
John wants to stay-at-home wife and he wants kids of his own. I'm all ready for that, and so is he. You two just weren't meant to be. Just give him to me. Actually, he's already mine, so you'll just have to give him to me anyway. After we both drank. We had a special night together at a hotel. We never went home.
I can't believe you.
I'm sure you've put 2 and 2 together by now. You're smart enough to figure the rest out. It was the best night of my life. And everything was consensual. We both ended up having feelings for each other.
I'm at a loss for words. To think that my own little sister would do this after everything I've done for you.
We also had some fun and took some spicy pictures. Want me to send them to you for proof of how we feel about each other?
Julia, you have gone crazy. What happened to you?
You and Mom happened. I'm going to live the life I want, and the only person who will support me and give that life to me is John.
My heart is truly broken. Why would you do this just so that you don't have to get a job?
It wasn't just that. I also have been in love with John since day one.
You keep saying how you wanted him and for me to give him to you. Do you think he's some kind of object that I can just give you?
Sis, you think way too much. I already told you that I'm a selfish person. Plus, I was always in love with John, and now he and I are on the same page about where we want to be in our lives. You can easily just find someone else. You told me that it's hard to find a guy who wants to stay-at-home wife, but you're willing to work. If I want something, I get it. You know that's how it's always been.
I have no choice now that my little sister slept with him.
You act like this is my fault. What did you think John and I were talking about this whole time? John made it very clear to me that he was lonely and wanted a family with you, but all you could think about was work. I made him realize that you weren't the kind of wife he wanted. But we both had the realization that we could be together and we could get what we want. At least he chose me instead of some other random girl, right?
What? I wish it was some random girl and not my own sister.
But if he marries me and we have kids, you'll still get to see John. Things are just better this way.
You are of your mind.
Compared to you, I just ended up being the better match for John. Why can't you see that? John and I are perfect for each other. All I have to do is move in with him and kick you out. You can live with Mom if you want and have my room.
That's not happening.
You are nothing more than an obstacle in the way of John and me. Can you get out of our lives now?
One day later.
My goodness, sis. You never cease to amaze me. I was taken aback when you showed up unexpectedly last night. But, no harm done. Once again, it's all thanks to you that I've got what I wanted, and John and I are now a couple. Apologies for the awkward situation you walked into. Things got a bit heated. John seems thrilled to be with someone as youthful as me. I'm sorry if it feels like I've taken everything from you.
What do you mean by everything? You must be living in a fantasy world if you think there won't be repercussions. But remember, you're the one who's about to lose everything, including your own family.
What are you talking about? What could you possibly do? Mom and Dad have always favored me. I've always been the one who's there for them at home. Now, I get everything I want and even get to be a stay-at-home wife. You're stuck in my old position, living with Mom and Dad while working hard. John's house is all mine now.
Laugh all you want. If you think you've won, then you're being foolish.
Don't start lecturing me again. It's over for you.
You know. After I walked in on you and John last night, I left. I decided to do something about this whole situation.
What? Did you go off on your own and cry by yourself? Did you get a hotel and drink your sorrows away too? It's okay, sis. I've been there.
Are you really that naive? I told Mom and Dad what was happening and then I went to John's parents' house and told them what happened too. You both better start looking for a new place to live. I'm selling my house, so you both need to leave. I've already spoken to a real estate agent about getting the house ready for sale.
What? It's John's house, you can't do that. And why did you have to go around the family spreading all that?
Actually, I can do that. I bought that house. John didn't contribute a single penny and I have bank statements to prove it. It's my right to sell my own house and use that money to buy myself another.
Huh? Just let us have the house then.
You have John. Aren't you satisfied? There shouldn't be any issues. Now that my life is changing without John, I'm making necessary adjustments, which includes selling my house and giving him a tough time in the divorce proceedings. In fact, I might even consider suing you.
But you can't just do that. You're putting us in a tight spot. You're just trying to intimidate us. Why on earth would you sell your house?
I'm not intimidating you. This is just the natural course of divorce, and that's my house.
Stop playing games. You're doing this deliberately because you know I'm broke. Don't you care about John? He's the one who's going to be under the most financial strain.
I don't care. I trusted you and you betrayed me. Despite the pain this situation has caused me, I still let you walk away with my husband. Actions have consequences.
But it wasn't entirely my fault. He came to me because you weren't giving him enough attention.
You can keep making excuses. Don't come crying back to me when you both have nowhere to live or go. Whatever happens to you both after this is not my concern.
Fine. John and I will be happy living our lives together and starting a family. He can use his money to buy us another nice house. Do whatever you want.
Good luck with that. I have a lot of work to do regarding selling the house. I also need to contact my lawyer. I need you both to remove whatever belongings you have left in my house. You both need to leave, now.
But wait. Where are John and I supposed to go while we look for another house?
That's your problem. Just get out and find a hotel or something. Don't make me involve the police.
Are you really planning on abandoning your own little sister?
I'm not abandoning you. Have John book a hotel for both of you until you find a place to live. Also, he doesn't earn nearly as much as I do. The best thing you can hope for is a cheap apartment for rent.
Wait, what? How much does he earn then? Doesn't he work with you?
Yes, but he works in a lower-level department dealing more with customer service tasks. I'm a higher-level manager. We only interact occasionally at work. Hopefully, if you're lucky, you guys can find a cheap studio or something. If you want something better, I suggest you start working and help out.
No way. Please help me because I'm still your sister.
That means nothing to me now. If you had any love for me, we wouldn't be in this situation. Sisters don't steal their siblings' spouses. You've stabbed me in the back. I'm going to sell my home and start anew, far away from all this chaos. I deserve a fresh start in a new city, a chance to clear my mind. And don't even think about turning to our parents for help. You've been nothing but a burden to them. They're expecting you to return only to clear out your room.
What? They're actually throwing me out now.
Absolutely, they are. Reflect on your actions for once. Our parents have always been there for you, and it's high time for you to grow up. We've clearly pampered you too much, and look at the mess you've created. I'm done playing the generous sister to you. You're mature enough to figure out your next steps in life.
But how are we supposed to afford a hotel and then find a place to live while he's paying your divorce settlement?
The solution is simple. Get a job. Anyone would tell you the same thing. Did you really think I'd let you off easy? Consider this a wake-up call. You're on your own, Julia. It's time for you to step up and act like an adult.
How could you be so heartless? I'm freaking out here. I don't want to work. I don't want this life.
Then live on the streets for all I care. You have an easy way out of this situation, but you're choosing to be idle. Life doesn't always go as planned. I'm done caring about your well-being. The last time I'll ever see you is in court. You've made your bed, now lie in it.
Why are you being so ruthless? How could you just abandon me like this?
That's my line. You're the one who's been ruthless and selfish, yet here you are asking for more. I've done so much for you already. I even donated one of my kidneys when you were on your deathbed due to kidney failure. Your audacity is beyond belief.
But I thought everything would be okay. Because it was me, I thought you'd forgive me if I was with John. John was already contemplating cheating on you anyway. He told me everything.
You need help if you think I'd be okay with any of this. Why didn't you just tell me what he was planning instead of going along with it for your own benefit? You even admitted that this was your plan all along, so don't try to play the victim now. You're going to experience the harsh realities of life the hard way. It's time for you to grow up.
I'm sorry, sis. Please don't do this. I don't want this anymore. I've changed my mind. John is broke anyway, so you can have him back. Say something, Lauren. I need you. Please answer.
After that.
Before long, John and Julia realized that they had no place to go. After discussing the situation with my parents and John's parents, we all agreed that John and Julia needed to face the consequences of their actions. The disappointment was shared by everyone involved. I decided to sell the old house and initiate divorce proceedings. With the help of a skilled lawyer, I was successful in court. In a state of desperation, Julia had to find a job to avoid becoming homeless with John. She managed to secure a position as a maid at the motel where they were staying. Fortunately, the motel was understaffed and in need of workers. Eventually, John and Julia found a tiny apartment to live in. However, their constant arguments about money began to overshadow their relationship. Despite their difficult financial situation, they felt trapped and couldn't leave each other. It seemed like karma was playing out its role. On the other hand, I purchased a new home and found a new job with fewer overtime hours. Once I removed Julia and John from my life, everything seemed to improve significantly.
Vera, we need to talk.
What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I found this, Vera. What the hell is going on?
Barrett, it's not what you think.
Then how do you explain this?
That was Duncan, just a friend of mine. Don't act so serious.
Friend? Only a friend? Friends don't kiss each other. Are you cheating on me with that guy? You'd better tell me the truth.
You are overthinking. We were just playing a game. Relax.
Playing a game? Are you kidding me?
Yes, only a game. It was truth or dare game.
Kissing another guy is part of a game now?
No, Barrett, it was just a dare. It didn't mean anything. I swear.
Vera, you kissed another guy behind my back. That was cheating. You betrayed my trust.
You're making matters worse. I told you that we were playing games. It was a dare, and I didn't want to do it, but I didn't want to seem like a spoilsport.
But you are my lover. Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't want you to misunderstand, so I didn't say anything.
Then why didn't you refuse that challenge?
I was too aggressive and took on the challenge regardless.
I appreciate your honesty, Vera, but I need to understand more about what happened. How did this truth or dare game even come about?
It was at Olin's birthday party, and we were all having a good time. You know how these games can get out of hand.
Who else was there besides Duncan?
Just some of our friends. Milka, Kenon, and Godiva. We've known them for years.
Did anyone else do something like this?
Well, Milka had to sing in public, and Kenon had to wear a ridiculous costume, but nothing as extreme as the dare I got.
I see. And how did you feel after this happened?
You're right, Barrett. It was stupid, and I should have told you. I'm so sorry. I only love you.
Well, it's clear we both have some things to work through. Let's promise to communicate better and trust each other more in the future.
Agree, Barrett. I love you, and I never want to hurt you like this again.
4 years later.
Hey, Vera. Have you had lunch yet? I'm standing under the company gate, bringing you lunch. I've eaten at this famous sushi restaurant with my coworkers before, and it was delicious. I remember that you also like sushi, so I bought it for you.
Barrett, you don't have to do that. You'd better go home. Don't let my coworkers see you.
Why can't they see me? I just bought my wife her favorite dish. This shows how much I love you. Are you feeling ashamed about it?
It's not like that, Barrett. If they see us, they will know we are lovers.
What's wrong with that?
I don't want them to know we are husband and wife.
But why? Are you hiding something from me?
I'm not hiding anything, Barrett. I just don't want people talking about me behind my back. I also don't like being asked too much about my personal life. It's really annoying.
Vera, please, we need to talk about this. I can't help but feel like you're pushing me away.
Barrett, it's just that things have become so complicated.
I know it's difficult, but you can't keep living like that, sneaking around and pretending like we're not together. It's taking a toll on both of us.
I agree, but I also have my career to think about. I/V worked so hard to get where I am, and I can't risk it all for us.
Vera, I just want to be with you without all these secrets and hiding.
I promise, Barrett, once the time is right, I'll tell everyone about us. Until then, please understand and give me a little more time.
All right, I'll trust your judgment. But what about the sushi? Can you come down and get it? I'll give it to you and then leave.
No need to do that. Take it home. I will have lunch with my coworkers.
Okay, Vera. I'm going home.
10 minutes later.
Vera,
What's the matter, Barrett? Why do you sound so upset?
I need you to explain something to me. I saw you today, holding hands with a guy. Who is he, and why were you holding his hand?
He's just a coworker from the office, nothing more.
Holding hands with a coworker? Vera, that doesn't seem like a typical workplace interaction. Can you tell me why you were doing that?
It's not what you think. I had worn these new clogs to work, and I was afraid of tripping and falling. So, I held onto his hand briefly to steady myself. It was purely out of necessity.
That's not all. I also saw the two of you having lunch together. Can you explain that?
Barrett, he and I were discussing a project, and it was just convenient to have lunch while we talked. I didn't think it would be a big deal.
Vera, you didn't mention that it was just the two of you. I worry about your safety, especially when it's just you and another man.
I didn't realize I needed to report every detail of my day to you. You know I'm committed to our relationship. You should trust me.
Is he the same guy who brought you home late last weekend?
Yes, Barrett, that's him. We had a tight deadline and needed to work late. It was purely work-related.
Are you sure there's nothing more to your relationship with this guy? I can't shake the feeling that you two are more than just colleagues.
I would never betray your trust like that. You are the love of my life, and you know how much I cherish our relationship. Please, don't doubt me.
I want to believe you, but there have been instances where you've kept things from me. Remember the day he brought you home, and you introduced me as your brother to avoid questions about our personal life?
I did that to protect our privacy and avoid unnecessary office gossip. You know how I value our personal life.
There's one more thing. That day when I came home early and looked through the window, I saw you and him kissing goodbye. I didn't say anything then, but it's been gnawing at me. Honesty and trust are vital in our relationship.
I made a mistake that day. I was weak, but I want you to know that you are the only man I love. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to regain your trust. This will be the last time something like this ever happens.
Vera, trust is fragile. If you genuinely want me to forgive you, you need to be more transparent with me and make it clear to your coworker that you are a married woman. Especially that guy. If you do that, I will forgive you.
I promise, I will be completely honest with him and let him know about us.
1 month later.
Vera, there's something I need to talk to you about.
What is it, Barrett?
I couldn't help but notice that recently you've been using dating apps and chatting with guys. Can you explain what's going on?
Oh, it's not what it looks like. I was just bored and wanted some friends to chat with. It was innocent, really.
Vera, is there anything wrong with it? You have a husband, me, right here, and you're still using a dating app and talking to other guys. That's a big problem.
It's not like that at all. I was just having harmless conversations with people. You don't need to worry so much.
Harmless conversations? You were flirting with every guy you talked to on that app.
I can explain. It's just a bit of fun, and I promise, it doesn't mean anything.
Fun? I can't believe you're doing this again. My wife is flirting with multiple guys on a dating app. What kind of husband can accept that?
It's not what you think. I've been feeling lonely lately, and I felt like you weren't paying much attention to me anymore. So I thought this was a way to fill that void.
Lonely or not, Vera, this isn't the way we should address our problems. You shouldn't flirt with other guys when you're married.
Are you saying I can't make new friends or talk to other people? You can't forbid me like that. You're my husband, not my dad. You can't tell me what to do.
That's right. I'm your husband. You know that, but still flirting with other guys?
You're making things serious. It's all just harmless chatting through my phone. We've never met in person, hugged, or kissed.
You make a good argument, Vera. But it's not just chatting, it's flirting, especially with a guy named Finn.
How do you know about Finn? Have you been checking my phone? That's a violation of my privacy. I also have my own private life, and I hope you respect that.
Do you even know who Finn is?
I just know Finn is a nice guy. He's handsome, a real gentleman, and he cares about me more than you do. All you care about is work, work, and work. You never care about me or how lonely I feel at home.
I'm sorry, Vera. I've been too focused on work, trying to provide a better life for us. Since you quit your job, we lost a significant source of income. I thought I needed to work harder to pay the bills. Maybe that made you feel neglected and lonely. You don't have to resort to using dating apps or talking to other guys. I'll pay more attention to you and make sure you never feel lonely again.
Barrett, you don't have to go to such lengths for me. I'll delete the app, don't worry. I just want you to understand me better.
Thank you for being understanding, Barrett.
It's the least I can do for my beloved wife.
Several days later.
Barrett, there's something I need to tell you, and it's been weighing on my mind for a while.
What's going on, Vera? I'm in the middle of lunch.
I know this isn't the best time, but I can't keep it in any longer. I think we've grown apart, and I'm no longer happy in our marriage.
Where's that coming from? We've had our ups and downs, but we can work through them. What's bothering you?
It's not just one thing. I've been feeling this way for a while now. I miss the excitement and freedom of being single. I need space to find myself again.
We can make changes in our life together. We can take a vacation, try new things, and rekindle the spark. Please don't give up on us so easily.
It's not just about routine or boredom. I think I've fallen out of love. I don't want to be unfair to you by pretending.
Vera, I love you, and I can't imagine my life without you. We promise to be there for each other in good and bad times.
I know, Barrett. But I think our feelings have cooled down. I no longer love you like before. I want a divorce. Please understand me and agree to sign the divorce papers. We deserve to be happy, and maybe that happiness lies in different paths.
No way. What do you mean by no longer love me like before? What did I do wrong? We can work through this. Just tell me what's bothering you.
It's too late. Some things can't be fixed now.
Please, don't say that. I love you, and I'm willing to make amends. Please don't leave me. Is it because of something I've done? If it is, just let me know, and I'll change it. Have I failed you as a husband?
It's not you. It's just me. I have made up my mind. I don't want to live with you anymore. I don't love you anymore.
I gave you everything I had. Why do you want to leave me?
It's about the money.
Huh? What do you mean?
The money you gave me is too little. I can't buy anything I want or live the way I want. Do you understand, Barrett?
What? So, you've been with me for 5 years just because of my money?
That's right. I agreed to marry you because your father owns a huge company. That's why I quit my job. But recently, I heard that the company is having trouble and is at risk of bankruptcy. That's why the amount of money you give me is getting less and less. How can that amount of money be enough for my needs?
I can't believe this. Have you ever loved me, Vera?
Barrett, you're so naive. I never loved you. I only loved your money. Besides, I think you still remember Finn. Finn is very rich, and he said he would give me a house and provide me with $100,000 per month for me to spend. How sweet he is.
What? You're still cheating on me with that guy, just like last time. You're truly a terrible person. An adulterer.
So what? I want to live happily. Living happily means needing a lot of money. And you couldn't give me that, so I left you.
That explains it. I can't believe I married a gold digger all this time. Finally, I see your true nature, a selfish person who only cares about yourself. I've wasted 5 years loving and pampering you for nothing. Fine, we'll get a divorce, and you won't receive a single penny from me.
You're still talking loudly even when your company is on the verge of bankruptcy, Barrett. I don't need your pennies. Keep it for yourself. I'll be just fine.
See you in court. I hope that's the last time we see each other.
That's for me to say, Barrett. Barrett. You didn't tell me that your company isn't going bankrupt.
Oh, it's just that the company encountered some minor financial difficulties. However, everything has been resolved, so the company is still operating as usual. But why do I have to tell you that?
Barrett, honey, I know that you still love me. After the divorce, I felt regretful. I concluded too hastily. I realized I still love you very much. Let's get back together.
Are you telling the truth?
Of course, I'm telling the truth. Since we were apart, I miss you every day. I miss the days we were together. I was very regretful and blamed myself every day. I want to be your wife again. Please give me a chance to correct my mistakes.
You're the one who left me when I needed you the most. There's no chance for you.
That's because I was blind and fooled by those shiny things and flattery.
Where's your Finn? The guy who promised to give you a house and a lot of money. What happened to him, huh? Tell him to bring you home and stop contacting me.
That scoundrel. He lied to me with those flatteries. He doesn't have a house or money. He said he needed money to build the company and borrowed $300,000 from me. After that, he blocked all contact with me, and I never saw him again. He abandoned me and took all the money I had. I have nowhere else to go.
A gold digger being swindled out of all her money by someone else. How ironic is that?
Barrett, honey. After leaving you, I realized that you were the only one who treated me well. I know you still love me, Barrett. Let's get back together. I'll be a good wife. I'll never let you down. Let's forget everything in the past and move forward to the present and the future.
Great acting, Vera. I almost believed it was true. But too bad, your lie can't fool me again.
What do you mean? I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, whatever you say, Vera. There is a truth that you don't know. Finn is my friend, and he told me everything. So everything you did, I already know, including all of your lies.
What? I didn't know Finn was your friend. You never told me about him.
Of course, you don't know that Finn is my friend because you have never met my friends. You don't even let them come to our house just because you don't like them. I was a fool at that time, listening to everything you said. Now I know one more thing about you, Vera. You are not just a gold digger, you are also an actor. You play the victim very well. Your lies make others feel sorry for you. However, they do not know that behind the pitiful face lies a poisonous snake ready to bite anyone for its benefit.
It's not like that. I'm not that kind of person. I was tricked and abandoned. Please believe me, Barrett.
Stop calling me that. It makes me sick. You don't have to lie to me, Vera. Finn told me the truth about your story. Since Finn realized that you were my wife at first, he immediately stopped talking to you and told me about this. I thought you would stop talking to him too. But no, you truly do not disappoint me. Such a large gold mine like that, how could a gold digger like you resist? So you kept bothering Finn by texting and calling.
Finn is telling lies. It is true that I texted him, but that is all. He was the one who seduced me with flattery. He is the true scammer. I would have never done that to you if he hadn't brainwashed me.
He brainwashed you?
That's right. It's all his fault. It was he who made me betray you. You know that I love you so much. I would never want to do that to you, Barrett.
Do you think I'm that stupid, Vera? I know exactly who the liar is here. Finn showed me your inbox. You're the one who flirts all the time. You even arranged to meet him while your husband had to earn money to pay for your luxurious pleasures. Even in difficult times, I always tried to follow your wishes. But you are an ignorant person. You had an affair and still want to speak ill of my friend?
No. You're misunderstanding.
There is nothing to misunderstand. By the way, there's something you don't know.
What? I didn't do anything wrong.
Deny so soon? As a gold digger, you are so easy to fool.
What are you saying?
Since finding out that you continue to text Finn and I have been planning to expose you. There's nothing wrong with my company, it's even growing beyond expectations. However, Finn suggested pretending the company was having trouble gauging your reaction. At first, I thought this was childish, but I didn't expect it to reveal your true personality. After hearing the news that my company was about to go bankrupt, you immediately demanded a divorce. And after the divorce, you ran to live with Finn. What a greedy person.
What? You bastards. All of you. How dare you trick me like that? I'll sue you for fraud. Just wait and see. You guys can't mess with me.
Stop making me laugh. You should consider a career in comedy.
There's nothing funny here.
I think you forgot something.
I don't think so. I will sue all of you.
Sue me? You should sue yourself.
What do you mean by that?
Before that, you also stole $300,000 from Finn. Then you fabricated a story about Finn borrowing money from you and not paying it back.
That's not true.
You don't have to deny it, Vera. Everything is as clear as daylight.
So what? There's no proof or evidence. You can't do anything to me.
You really are hopelessly stupid. You don't know anything except deceiving others. There are cameras at Finn's house, and they have recorded the entire process of your theft.
It can't be. I didn't know there was a camera there.
So now who will sue whom, huh? Prepare to appear in court, Vera.
No. It can't be. I don't want to go to jail.
By the way, at Finn's house, do you remember the paper on the table that you used to clean your shoes and stepped on?
That piece of trash thrown on the table? What's wrong with that?
That piece of trash you mentioned is a billion-dollar deal.
Impossible.
Your promiscuous habits make you pay no attention to anything. It's convenient for you to use anything, even if it's a contract worth billions of dollars.
That's because I didn't know. If I had known that the contract was worth a lot of money, I wouldn't have done it.
Whatever you say, Vera. I'm sure you would have done it because you didn't know it was me who intentionally left the contract there, a place I was sure would catch your attention. And just as I predicted, you were trapped by your promiscuity.
It's not my fault. You guys coordinated to frame me.
You will be sued for stealing money, and now you will be sued for deduncating property.
No. I don't want to. Besides, it was you who tricked me, so it's not my fault. You can't sue me for that.
You'll have to go to jail anyway. 1 or 2 crimes make a difference. Just don't know how many years.
Please spare me, Barrett. Please forgive me for the love we once had as husband and wife.
The love we once had? I don't remember we had that thing. It has always been a one-sided love. You never loved me at all. You see, Vera, bad actions have consequences, and the truth has a way of coming out. See you in court, Vera. I will make sure you'll have to go to jail. Goodbye, Vera.
No, wait. Barrett. Please don't do this. I do not deserve all of this.
Afterwards, Vera was compelled to acknowledge her crimes in court, and as a result, she faced severe consequences. As the saying goes, you reap what you sow. She is presently incarcerated, bearing a substantial debt. I'm eager to witness how she intends to settle her debt upon her release, particularly given her advancing age, which will hinder her ability to manipulate individuals into repaying her debts. As for my professional life, my company continues to thrive. Finn is also in collaboration with my company, and together, we have strategic plans for global expansion. Having been deceived in love before, I approach future relationships with great caution. Despite the hardships, I had ultimately discovered someone who genuinely loved and valued me. Presently, I find great happiness in my life with my wife and children.